वर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्य कर्तारमव्ययम् न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्मफले स्पृहः इति मां योऽभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतं किं कर्म किमकर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात् कर्मणो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यं गहना कर्मणो गतिः कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कर्म कृत्स्नकृत् यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पण्डितं बुधाः त्यक्त्वा कर्मफलासङ्गं नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः निराशीर्यतचित्तात्मा त्यक्तसर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम् यदृच्छालावसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समःसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविर्ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना दैवमेवापरे यज्ञं योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माग्नावपरे यज्ञं यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्वति श्रोत्रादीनीन्द्रियाण्यन्ये संयमाग्निषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन् विषयान्यन्ये इन्द्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति सर्वाणीन्द्रियकर्माणि प्राणकर्माणि चापरे आत्मसंयमयोगाग्नो जुह्वति ज्ञानदीपिते द्रव्ययज्ञास्तपो यज्ञा योगयज्ञा तथा यज्ञास्तथा परे स्वाध्यायज्ञानयज्ञाश्च यतयः संशतिव्रताः अपाने जुह्वति प्राणं प्राणे पानं तथा परे प्राणापानगतिरुद्ध्वा प्राणायामपरायणाः अपरे नियताहार प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति सर्वेऽप्येते यज्ञविदः यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषाः यज्ञशिष्टामृतभुजः यान्ति ब्रह्म सनातनम् नायं लोकोऽस्त्य यज्ञस्य कुतोऽन्यः कुरु सत्तम एवं बहुविधा यज्ञा वितता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान् विद्धितान् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्ष्यसे श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयाद्यज्ञात् ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तपः सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थं ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यान्मन्यथो मयि अपि चेत्सि दुराचारः अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव प्रजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि यतैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्नि भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्नि सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तदा न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशम् पवित्रमिह विद्यते तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति श्रद्धावान् लभते ज्ञानं तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम् अचिरेणाधिगच्छति अज्ञश्चाश्रद्धदानश्च संशयात्मा विनश्यति नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परः न सुखं संशयात्मनः योगसन्न्यस्तकर्माणं ज्ञानसंच्छिन्नसंशयम् आत्मवन्तं न कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय तस्मादज्ञानसम्भूतं हृस्तं ज्ञानासिनात्मनः छित्त्वैनं संशयं योगम् आतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासूपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे ज्ञानकर्मसन्न्यासयोगो नाम चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ददामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पल शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकर दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। There are a couple of new people who have joined. Very specific to them because you all are new. First of all, welcome. Learn. Keep everything aside. Take a book. It's a proper class. It is not a discourse. जो हम जनरली चलो क्या कथा क्या बोल रहे सुनेंगे सत्यनारायण की कथा नहीं है. There is a proper learning. So you need to have a book, you need to have a pen, a writing pen which works, or you need to take notes electronically also, whichever way, whatever is comfortable. When you write somewhere, you're writing it here. And hence take notes so it is easy to refer. Even if some errors are there, don't worry. Over a period of time, you will clear it. You have entered the train not from the starting station. आप बीच में घुसे हो. You have entered the train in between. So you need to know which stations have already passed. Because this train has got that continuity of the knowledge, and that knowledge of the past need to be there. Then only it is easy to progress in future. Okay. There is a text I have individually mentioned to you all, but again I would want to remind there is a text called Tattva Bodha which needs to be learnt. There is no option. It needs to be learned. Rather, from next time, I'm going to say that whoever wants to join will complete Tattva Bodha and then only come to the class. So, Tattva Bodha is a must. It needs to be learned. Already, there are, I think, 20 or 30 classes on Tattva Bodha, which is there in YouTube. You can check with me, I'll share the link. Parallelly, learn it. Take 2, 3 months, 4 months, whatever time you want, learn it. When you learn it, that is the time you understand the technical words which are used, because that meaning is used in Bhagavad Gita, at least as per Vedanta. Okay, and otherwise you will say suddenly, how are you taking such meanings? Because then, as a layman, it will be very difficult to understand. So bear with it for at least 3, 4 classes, 5 classes. You just listen, try to take notes, see whether it is working for you. This teaching is working for you. My style is working for you. If you feel that no, it is not working, absolutely no problem. You can stop coming. If it is working, continue. If there are doubts, separately you can send messages to me. Initially, there may be doubts, but you can expect one answer from me. Just wait for 6 months. That will be a standard answer. So you continue to ask your doubts, note it and keep. Don't miss on it. Note and keep. And you will be surprised that in 6 months, many of these answers you will get it yourself. It is just because you have come midway, you are not aware of the answer. That's the only thing. So don't worry about it. If you feel it is very, very tough, let me know. I'll try to make it simpler. Okay. So with this, we will continue. We were in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. As mentioned, it is not sannyasa to jnana and karma. It is jnanena saha karma sannyasa. Correct? With jnanam do karma sannyasa. That means do karma yoga and continue with jnana. We have seen that it has got 3 aspects. First aspect is, which is Avatara Rahasyam, which we discussed in the last class. Avatara Rahasyam. How does Avatara take place? Why does it take place? What is the difference between Avatara, Bhagavan taking an avatara, and we taking a birth? Ours is called Patanam, Bhagavan's is called Avataranam. He descends down, we fall down. Okay. So this Avatara Rahasyam is very clearly for a purpose. For what? Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I take various avatara to uphold the good people, lift up the downtrodden, and then get back the law in place. Dharma, get back the dharma in place. For that, I take avatara whenever it is required. Okay, and there are many avatara, but for us, we've been always taught there are 10 avatars, dasha avatara. In that also there are confusions. Okay, and where does the confusion come? For many people, they do not even know that there is a confusion there. Many texts have started telling Buddha avatar is an avatar. But Gautam Buddha has come much later. Correct? So after Krishna, if you say Gautam Buddha avatar, then it may be a little tough. That is why the standard text, the standard, the Shastric text does not consider Gautam Buddha as an avatar because first reason is it is Avaidika, it is a Nastika philosophy, correct? So there is no harm about it. But then if the basis is a particular Astika, then the avatar also should be from the Astika. Why? Because then only the what is Avatara doing? What is Avatara doing actually? That is what we learned last time. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayaha vivaswan manave praha manuhu ikshvaku kave braveet. Ikshvakave braveet. So whatever I have told the Surya Bhagavan, that it has come down in those parampara in the Ikshvaku Mandhata dynasty to Sri Rama, and that's how over a period of time it has lost its luster. So I am not telling something new. I am just polishing, that old brass vessels, copper vessels and all, if you just keep it how it is. So Bhagavan comes with a brasso and then polishes and says, this is the same old thing. Now see how beautiful it looks. That's all. वापस यूज करते करते उस पे मैल चढ़ेगा. Bhagavan will come and clean it again and give. Now what is this vessel? Dharma. Where does the dharma come? From the Vedas. If the Vedas itself are not there, then how can you talk about dharma and how can you talk? Then it is a person's thought process. So from that logical perspective, Nastikas normally cannot be considered as avatara from a purely, understand it from a purely textual, contextual purpose. From the text of Shastras, it cannot be. It is a different point today. We may accept Sai Baba as an avatara, anyone as an avatara, that is not a problem. Whoever is giving sadbuddhi, whoever is giving dharma, who is our helping, is perfectly okay. But from the traditional text perspective, the so-called orthodox perspective, only Astikas can be considered as avatara, not Nastikas. Because there is a mention about it in the Vedas. So from that perspective, it is Balarama, Parashurama, Balarama, Sri Rama, followed by Krishna. Okay. What specific Balarama has done? He has done his part to establish the Dharma. And then only Krishna Avatar has come. So there may be variations in all this, but we shouldn't really worry too much about it. Basically, Avatara is at that situation, at that time of what that geography, the world, the culture was there at that time, it required an upliftment. For that, a person comes and does it. He is an avatar or she is an avatar. A very simple definition, take it and move on. Okay. But we should be aware of it because sometimes such tricky questions can come and we should have a logical, proper answer to it. Whether it convinces the other person or not, or whether it has convinced you or not, that is not my worry. But there has to be a logical answer for a logical, proper question. Right? Okay. Now, after this Avatara Rahasyam, we know why that Avatar has come. Then the second aspect is Krishna gives Jnana Yoga from, I think, the 8th shloka to the 13th shloka. From the 8th shloka, Paritranaya Sadhunam, or after that, I think, 13th shloka. Okay, he is giving the, what is this? He is referring to You can see right from 22 onwards, 12 onwards. चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं ये एतामां प्रपद्यन्ते चातुर्वर्ण्यम् एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः. So a person who understands clearly the avatar, has got the right jnana. Not blindly. There is a difference between clearly understanding what is that avatar, why it has come, what is the benefit. Then you value the reason why the avatar has come, and then you are following it. See, let us understand one thing in a very simple way. Suppose you, not suppose, normally most of us, we say we love our parents, we respect them, we like them, we help them, we serve them. You may say many things. How do you express the respect and love? Do you simply make a photo and every day do bhajan about them? Is that the way you express? I'm talking about parents who are alive. Even if they are dead, what is the way to respect them? Okay. Let us make it simpler. This seems to be a tougher question. If you respect a particular teacher, what do you do? We listen to them. And we follow what he says. You follow, you learn it, you give special attention to what is being taught. Correct? And that's how, by doing that, what happens? The respect remains the same or it increases? Increases. Correct. Suppose I tell, Madam, I respect you for the subject you are teaching, but I am not ready to follow whatever is taught. What does that mean? In your mind, you are thinking, you don't tell. What does that mean? Is it really respecting or it is disrespecting, or is it just naam ke vaste respect? Dikhane ke liye respect. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. No. Hypocrisy is a little tougher word. ठीक है. When you understand it and then you call it hypocrisy. For example, a small child, whenever some elderly person comes or something, beta pair chho, the maximum resistance you will see at that time. Why? The child genuinely does not respect that person. Yes or no? Then why does the child do it out of the respect to you? समझ में आ रहा है? Will you call this hypocrisy? No. Child is ignorant. Child doesn't know the value. The parents know the value. Child, either out of the respect to the parents or fear to the parents or obedience to the parents, will just follow it, although heart of heart the child does not want to do. You know why the child does not want to do? One reason why the child does not want to do a namaskar to any other person. Why? Probably does not see his parents doing it everywhere, or he's not having the exposure from with that person to respect him. You take a person who is known, चलो ठीक है, पेरेंट्स को नमस्कार करने को बोलो. Will they do it out of their will? पेरेंट्स को। चलो, I'll give you another example. That child respects a particular teacher. You take the child in front of the teacher and say, do namaskar. Will the child do it? He will say good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon. Everything he will do or she will do. एक नमस्कार करो बोलेगा तो करेगा क्या? And not this namaskar. This is not namaskar. Namaskar.
Is it the fact that they have to touch the feet that they feel uncomfortable with?
Everyone has that. That ego will not allow. That self-respect of mine will not allow to bow in front of someone. And the moment I bow, I have shattered my ego. Think about it. It is such a subtle and a strong message internally we give when we are doing namaskara to someone. What is namaskara? I am talking of our style of namaskara. आप भले पैर छुओ ऐसा साष्टांग नमस्कार करो, all those things, not just ऐसे. This is greeting. This is not bowing down. When we say bowing down means what? See, our body is a complete system. I don't know, I've told this before, but it is, for this context, it is perfectly right. Why? Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam is going to come now. It is coming in this chapter only. What is this Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam? We will take the example of the body and understand that. Every person has got a duty in a particular organization. Now that organization can be a house, can be a society, can be an office, can, if not anything, every organ or the system has got a responsibility towards this entity called a body. I have so many systems. Each system has got a particular responsibility to maintain this body towards this entity called the body, which is made up of many systems, which is an organization by itself, right? Now, if we look at this particular structure of ours as a body, tell me which is the most important part of this body. Touch and show me. You don't have to tell. Touch and show me which is the most important part of the body. Now, if someone is touching like this, I think this is the important part. हाँ, देखो हाथ निकल गया. So you please touch and show me which is the part of the body which is important. And here I will request, this is a class. आपका घर में पीछे कुछ भी होने दो, doesn't matter, we are not bothered about it. लेकिन आप देखेंगे, मैं आपको देखूंगा तो then the class will work properly. Start the video, then there is meaning to it. Yeah, touch the part of the body. Which part of the body is the most important? Yes. That is why you've been told take a helmet. Use a helmet. Why? Protect that. No one said that you use something here and no. Wear a helmet. Yes or no? Why this is the most important part of the body? Why?
It has the brain, it holds the thoughts, and we feel everything is in our head, like our thoughts, our feelings, everything is from there. So we give that importance to our head.
That is our thought. We think. Shastra doesn't think that way. My 5 antennas are here only. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandha are sitting here along with the Manas, Buddhi together. If these are not there, it is very difficult to exist. If one of this is not there, consider a blind person. He has to manage with the 4. Consider a deaf or a dumb, they have to manage with 4. Correct? So all Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandha is sitting in this place only. And they are so close to what we have called the brain and the mind, everything is there? Here only. So if this part is most important, God has given a protection also that way. The brain, outside the brain you have a fluid, then you have got a skull, outside the skull you have got hair. How much of cushioning? Think. Even if you fall or someone hits, unless it is that impact, it won't directly hit the brain to that easily. Suppose you fall some other part of the body, think about it. With the same impact, you would have already broken one or two bones. Right? That is why when someone falls, what will you ask? Did you check? CT scan kiya kya? How did they fall? Sar ke bal to nahi gira. Why? Most important. Leave everything. Leave everything. Don't even consider all this. These are all jargons and stupid. You go by your response to the stimulus. Imagine if there is someone standing 5 feet away and takes a stone and throws at you. What is your first response? Yes or no? How instinctively it comes. Why? Because that is the most important point. उसका सामने ये हाथ को लगेगा तो भी चलेगा, but I want to protect this. Yes or no? That's how it works. And hence, this part is called Brahma Tattva. Brahma means knowledge. My 5 antennas bring in knowledge at all times. Correct? And hence, this is called Brahmana. Are we able to get this? Please be on mute. Okay. Now, what comes there? Finally, what is that important thing which is working in that which you are trying to protect? Is it the eyes, ears, or is it the functioning of the brain where the thought is running? What are you interested? Are you interested in that hard stuff, that hardwire called the brain, or its ability on that thought? Are you able to get that? Now, when I think, a thought gets generated. Imagine you have got an idea. There is a thought which has got generated. And the ability to generate is Brahmaji's department. That is why you call this Brahmana, Brahma Tattva. If there is a thought which has got generated, if there is a seed which has been put onto the ground, what is the next thing which it requires? Protection. And first is it needs to be protected. Yes or no? If it is not protected, it is useless. It will go off. Then comes the second aspect whose responsibility is to protect. First is an ability to generate. Second is that generating ability or the thought, which is the product of this generation, has to be protected. Who protects it? If there are
Hands.
sorry,
Hands.
so your hands do not protect it. You are going by word meaning. I know what you are referring to. Bahu Rajanya Kritaha. Bahuhu Rajani Kritaha. That it's not hands. It is Rajani. The king protects. Or over the system, the law protects. Administration protects. Police protects. They are all for protecting. Go by the clear way how it has been designed. What protects this brain? Our blood flow. Anywhere if blood doesn't come, आप थोड़ा देर बैठे, आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा मैं जो बोल रहा हूं, उसके बाद देखे तो पैर में मूंगियां आ गई है, मीन्स व्हाट, ब्लड फ्लो डिड नॉट गो, you will not have a problem. But imagine for 1 second the brain did not get the blood. Correct? So who protects it? Brain. The blood protects the brain. Who gives the blood? The heart pumps the blood. That is why Bahurajanya Kritaha Brahmano Osya Mukhamasit Bahurajanya Kritaha. This protects this. Clear? That is why the heart and the lungs are very close to each other. You need the lungs to get the oxygen, which will connect to the blood, and that oxygenated blood has to go to the brain. Right? When that system is working, circulatory system is working properly, then only the brain will continue to work. Are we getting it? So, this system is supporting this system now. Hence, Bhagavan has also given less protection to this compared to this. He has given a rib cage. पूरा कवरिंग भी नहीं है, रिब केज है बस, है कि नहीं? So the protection is also reduced because there are more support functions available for this. If this is the CEO, then you have got कोटरी, जो नीचे का managers, VPs बैठे to give things to the CEO to make him function properly. Correct? They are more than this, but all of them aligned to support. Come to the next down. Uru tadasya yadvaishyaha. The stomach. If all these are working and this is working, they all need energy. Who is going to provide the energy for them to work? So you have a big production facility. जो भी अंदर डालो, वड़ा पाव, समोसा पाव, मिसल पाव, कुछ भी अंदर डालो, it will convert it bhagatyagaha. Good assimilate and go, unwanted that also goes the next day. A big factory always ready to support each and everyone who requires this. For what? Protection of this. For what? Generation of this. Think about it. Right? So, Uru Tadasya Yadvaishyaha. Now, everyone, see, this portfolio does one job, this portfolio does another job, this portfolio does third job. Everyone cannot be doing all the jobs. There has to be some people who are helping also these do their work. Correct? So if you have those advisory people to the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister, then you have got the three defense and all those people, security, then you have the completely the business class to ensure that these are working. Now, are these three enough? Or you need people to support these three people to continue their function properly under their leadership. Correct? That is called Padbhyagam Shudro Ajayata. Hygiene factors, who maintain the hygiene factors. This whole body can live perfectly, it can live without hands and legs. Yes or no? Suppose I cut both the hands and both the legs, mine, not yours. Will I die? I will be immobile. I cannot hold anything. I will be sitting like a couch potato in one place, but I can still be there. I will not die. Right? If there is a problem in the digestive system, I have some problem. If there is a problem here, I have a bigger problem. If there is a problem here, that is very bad. So Bhagavan has designed it so beautifully. This is Brahmana Tattvam, this is Kshatriya Tattvam, this is Vaishya Tattvam, and the balance is Shudra Tattvam. All the four are required in every organization and in every society. You may call them, you may not call them, you may give some name, doesn't matter. You may call CEO, CFOs, VPs, managers, and then all the people who are working in factories, and people who are working in factories, or people who are working generally, who are doing all the work which is told by these leaders. That together. Now you tell me, if you look at a hierarchy, who is supposed to be the maximum in number? Obviously, the lower strata of it. The Shudras have to be the maximum in number. Lower than them have to be Vaishyas. Lower than them have to be Kshatriyas. And the lowest in number has to be the Brahmana. Then that pyramid works properly. It is self-sustaining and supporting each other. Okay, it is not gradation of people. It is individual people who, with their strength, have got a capability to do certain function for the organization to continuously maintain and grow. Isn't it right? Now, come back to the question which we started. Namaskara. Don't forget that. If I'm doing a namaskara, my Brahmana Tattva is touching someone else's Shudra Tattva. Are we able to get this meaning? If that person Shudra Tattva, I'm ready to put my Brahmana Tattva, where should be that person's Brahmana Tattva? That is respect. Only when I accept that that person's Brahmana Tattva is so high that I am still lower than his Shudra Tattva, I'm genuinely, I'll be ready to put my head down. Yes or no? If that is not there, it will be just a in ignorance, follow it. It is not hypocrisy. It is an ignorance. Even as elders sometimes बोलते हैं अरे ये आए इनको नमस्कार करो. हाँ ठीक है यार, वो नमस्कार करते टाइम मन में बहुत सारा चीज रहेगा. ऐसा है, ये कपड़ा पहना है, वो किया, ये क्या क्या इतना बड़ा चीज है. मन में वो रहेगा लेकिन करेंगे नमस्कार. Fake it and make it. It starts that way. Then slowly Shraddha will get developed if you continue in that. If that person is also genuine, all that is later on. But the point is, the first point to submit my ego, my, it is not individuality, it is my self-respect now. I'm ready to submit my self-respect in front of someone. Why? Because I respect them more than self. Then only I will be able to. Does it make sense? And Bhagavan says that Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Okay, I'm going to use this as a point, not because it is coming in this chapter, but our Varna system is something we have to understand it clearly. We know Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmana very clearly means related to knowledge, related to purity, related to growth. Okay. Kshatriya related to action, related to protection, related to administration. Vaishya related to business, give take relationship. Correct? Vaishya is related to I first take care of myself, उसके बाद है तो मैं दूसरे को दूंगा. Okay. And people who do not have anything of these are Shudras. Now, this classification of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra can be done in three different scales. Please understand this. At three axes, you can do this classification. The first axis, which we all know and wrongly know. We all know it, but we wrongly know it. I will call Jati related axis. Jati means coming out of your birth. Jati related axis is what? I am being born to a Brahmana, so I am a Brahmana. I am born to a Kshatriya, so I am a Kshatriya. I am born to a Vaishya, so I am a Vaishya. I am born to a Shudra, so I am a Shudra. First axis which we know, most of us, and that is what even the forms in government say, you belong to which sect, which caste. One of the best way to insult the Varna system is to call caste. Calling Varna as caste is the biggest insult to this system. Because the word caste is coming out with very clearly having different respect for different people. Okay, Varna system is respecting everyone, but gradation within the system will be there. As I said, head has got a different value than the everything is my body only. But I value it differently. That is why my responses are different. I'm not disrespecting, I'm not undermining. All are required for that particular job. The hands and legs cannot do the brain's job, the brain cannot do hands and legs job. So we respect both of them to do that job. Okay. Now when we say jati based Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, just because you are born into that, you have been labeled as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and this is something which is absolutely incorrect, and we consider it to be illogical today. But understand why it has come. That is very important. We have understood jati based Brahmana, Kshatriya, keep it aside. Let us understand the other two axes. Then we will see why was the need of jati based to come. Second is guna based Varna system. Guna means my property. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Based on that, guna based Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Guna Brahmana, Guna Kshatriya, Guna Vaishya, Guna Shudra. How will we classify this? For that, when you say it is guna based, you have to first understand there are three gunas. The three gunas are Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. What is Sattva Guna? Sattva Guna is which is pure, which enables learning, which enables growth, which is connected with knowledge. All those things are related to Sattva Gunas. Which is related to action, which is related to maintenance, which is related to supporting others, they are all Rajoguna. Tamoguna is no growth, downfall, ignorance, andhakar. Opposite of Sattva is Tamo. Rajas is in between. Correct? And we all have all the three gunas. First of all, we have to understand we all have three gunas. They are predominant at different situation in a different way. Now, when you are sitting here and listening to this, your Sattva Guna is predominant because you are listening, you are thinking, all knowledge is there. You are not into any action here. Suppose you have gone out to do some tree plantation, you're doing any other social service, they are all action oriented. Correct? So in our day-to-day life, we also have period where we are in Sattva-guna Pradhana, where we are eating Rajoguna Pradhana, and after eating what happens? Sleeping. Tamoguna Pradhana. So never be judgmental about guna that this is good, this is bad. No. All the three are necessary for various requirements. Then what to do? When I'm supposed to have sattva guna, when I'm supposed to be attentive, if I feel sleepy, then there is a problem. When sattva guna is supposed to be active, if my tamo guna is getting active, there is a problem. I'm sitting and trying to meditate. Eyes are closed, but eyeballs are rolling. Why? Aankh khulte rehte hai. Why? Highly rajasic mind. That time what you do? Just get up. Don't sit and meditate. Let that mind relax a little. So we have to know our current situation at every time. Is it sattva guna? Is it rajo guna? Is it tamo guna? And it is a predominant one. The others are still there. That is why you can change. Okay. Using these three axes, the guna brahmana, guna kshatriya, guna vaishya, guna shudra, we are going to now define. A guna brahmana is capital S, small r, small t. Do you understand this? Capital S, small r, small t. Guna kshatriya will be what? No, we will not go to kshatriya. We will go to shudra. That is easier. How will a shudra's guna be? Small s, small r, capital T. Yes or no? Correct? Fine. Now, between this kshatriya and vaishya, you have to play with these three gunas only. For a kshatriya, he has a capital S. He is a capital R and small t. And a Vaishya, small s, capital R, capital T. If it is confusing, you have to first write name, baju mein guna. Then when we explain, you will understand why it is stopped. Brahmana, Shudra, very clear. Confusion will never be there. Brahmana, capital S, small r, small t. Kshatriya, capital S, capital R, small t. Vaishya, small s, capital R, capital T. Shudra, small s, small r, capital T. Very logical. Why do we say a Kshatriya is capital S, capital R? Basically, a Kshatriya and Vaishya, capital R is not a problem. We all know it is Rajoguna. Both are active, highly active. So Rajoguna is okay, capital R. Why for Kshatriya, capital S, and for Vaishya, capital T? That is a question which we may know it, but it may not be very clear. A right Kshatriya, when he works, he doesn't bother about himself. The beneficiaries of his action are more than apart from him. Are you able to get that? When a soldier fights, how many are the beneficiaries? The whole country is the beneficiary. He may also benefit. He may get that medal, this medal. He may get some recognition. But apart from that, others are also benefiting. Is it clear? That is why there is a big S also in that. When a Brahmana is there, he may not benefit, but others have to benefit. In a Kshatriya, he will take his portion after others get. A right king, he will ensure that the subjects and all are happy, then he will keep the balance with him. We are talking of principles and ideal. Don't compare with any time and situation. This is how that logic has to be there. You build the logic, then on that logic you check each and every time how it is. But a Vaishya will first work for his benefit, उसके बाद बचेगा तो दान करेगा. समझ में आ रहा है? He will work for his benefit first, capital R. बचेगा तो दान करेगा, capital T. So in short we can say a Kshatriya loosely is selflessly active, a Vaishya is selfishly active. Makes a difference, no? Isn't it logical? And a Shudra is inactive. A Brahmana is active, perfectly, purely, he is mentally active. Knowledge related, mentally active. These two are physically active. Okay, like that, Guna Brahmana, Guna Kshatriya, Guna Vaishya, Guna Shudra can be defined. Is it clear? So we have seen Jati Brahmana, Jati Kshatriya, Jati Vaishya, Jati Shudra, Guna Brahmana, Guna Kshatriya, Guna Vaishya, Guna Shudra. The third axis, Karma Brahmana, Karma Kshatriya, Karma Vaishya, Karma Shudra. As much as we can give qualification to ourselves and our qualities, even the job has certain qualifications there. Teaching job is Brahmana job. Sattvic. Correct? Administration job, security, safety, all these are related to Kshatriya job. Business. Okay. These are all Vaishya jobs. The job has that requirement. Okay. That is why when we say this is the job profile, then you see we want someone who can match this. Means what? It's a matchmaking happening. I have certain qualities. The job has certain qualities. 36 का 36 गुण मिला तो chances है I may get the job. Does it make sense? So from the job, what a person does, you can call him a Brahmana job. He is doing a Brahmana job. He is doing a Kshatriya job. He is doing a Vaishya job. He is doing a Shudra job. Now tell me, if we are going to compare Guna, Karma, Jati, which is the best axis to use to compare a person as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra? Guna, Karma or Jati? Is the question very difficult? If you were with me, you would have understood it. Guna.
Guna, sir.
Correct. So everyone knows this clearly. Guna. So Guna, if it is there, obviously that person will be attracted to that type of karma. Correct? Now, suppose I do not know the Guna. We will just keep for a moment this Guna is not known. Many people do not know what Guna they have. And that's a reality. That is why as children we will see where is this aptitude of this child. Science में जा रहा है, कॉमर्स में जाना है, आर्ट्स में जाना है, इंजीनियरिंग करना है, डॉक्टर बनना है, लॉयर बनना है, उसका किधर अक्ल चलता है? Where does he fit? Where does she fit? And like that, we try to judge what could be the future of that child. Why? You are now trying to check the guna, and many a times it can be pseudo also. 10th तक बोलेगा मुझे इंजीनियरिंग करना है, 12th में बोलेगा नो आई वांट टू रन अवे फ्रॉम इंजीनियरिंग. क्या करोगे आप? समझ में आ रहा है क्या करोगे? You can't do anything because there is a misjudgment by the parents as well as the student or whoever, because that has changed with that time. Nothing to blame anyone. It has changed because as growth happens, change can happen. So once you accept the change, then you should be ready to realign yourself. अब गाड़ी गलत रास्ते पे गया तो उसको उल्टा यू टर्न मार के उल्टा आना है ना, कि उसी में चलते रहना है. That is foolishness. Okay. Now, there are people who have completed engineering and they take a job in bank. सब अपना ही सिचुएशन है. Nothing new, nothing of that shastras. That means I have got qualities which I have got is engineering, working where? In a bank. Nothing connected to engineering. Now, guna and karma, there is a mismatch. Correct? Suppose you do not know the guna. What was the available tool to find out the least problematic future for that child? Simple question. Now I don't know the quality of that child. The least problematic, what should I consider?
Karma.
Karma is later on, na? Only when the child grows, the karma will come.
By birth, whatever the father was doing.
What work?
Forefathers doing.
Over. That is called jati. That is called jati. Why? This child is exposed to the environment of that particular profession right from childhood, and hence has seen many odds, best times, and will be in a mental framework because right from childhood he has learned that trait. He has seen ups and downs on the trait, and his father is still working, so it becomes very easy to continue. And that's what happens with doctors' children. Day in and day out, mother and father are always talking about medicines, diseases, how naturally that child has got an inclination for becoming a doctor. Isn't it jati based? Think about it. So, either if you surely know your guna, you can decide what karma you want. If I don't know my guna, then the least problematic will be through jati. This was the situation earlier, but today we have a problem. We are sitting in Bhelpuri. My father did something, I am doing something totally different. My son is totally doing something, my daughter is doing totally different. Where is the jati going to come? Are you able to get that? Where is this jati business at all? So, and the worst of it, our system is on jati. Reservation is based on jati. Can you think of one of the most stupid system other than ours, who is still continuing? That is why our acharyas used to say, Varna was there earlier, but people never had Varna in the mind because they used to just live and everyone used to contribute their job and it used to go. Today, Varna is not there, but in everyone's mind, Varna is there. Isn't it right? Wanted, unwanted in all the places. OBC, that, this. Why are you doing it? just enlivening this varna when it is not there at all. It has become obsolete. Correct? So, why all this story? Not story, it's a fact and a reality. We have to understand that even if we don't like it, you go to any geography, the structure of a society are there the same way. It's a structure. You go to a body, that structure is fitting that way because this replicates a society. Yes or no? Me, that structure is only what I expand as a society. So there has to be Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra doing those jobs, and who are doing. So Guna Brahmana doing a good Karma Brahmana, a Guna Brahmana doing a Karma Brahmana is one of the best. Correct? Now, a Jati Shudra, I'll be confusing you all. You have to be with me. A Jati Shudra, Guna Vaishya doing Karma Kshatriya. Horrible combination. Huh? Think about it. Jati Shudra means what? OBCs, SC, ST. Keep that in the mind. Why? They have got reservation. And they are Guna Vaishya. जितना जल्दी पैसा बना सकते बनाओ. And they are into Kshatriya job in administration. Other than corruption, what will be there? You have designed it. Yes or no? We have designed corruption. What more to tell? We have clearly designed how to make this system corrupt by putting wrong people at wrong places or right people at wrong place. Whatever you want, you say. If one is wrong, everything is wrong then. Does it make sense? Isn't it logical? So that is why Krishna at every point of saying, Swadharma, do your part of the duty to the society. That is, he says, in further when you go, he will say, even if you die by doing your Swadharma, it is still better than doing someone else's Dharma. Think about it. And it fits so perfectly with the lifestyle. It fits perfectly with food habits. The same aspect is going to be taken in the 17th chapter. What is Sattvic Ahara? What is Rajasic Ahara? What is Tamasic Ahara? Those people like that type of food and it is needed for their job. Just imagine if you give a Kshatriya ghas phoos, what that Brahmana has, will he be able to fight? He needs to be given meat and other things so that he needs to have protein and he needs to fight. And if you give this Brahmana who is not going to do anything but sit and do like a coach potato, keep on giving him, he is going to, this is over now, this only will increase. Are we getting it? This designing and putting the right people in right place, that fits 90% of the problem goes. And that thing very clearly in that 1/4 line of the shloka, Krishna is telling, Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Simple. To understand this line, one full class has gone. Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. I segregated people and put them in the right place so that they will contribute, it will benefit them and it will benefit the society. And we are intelligent. Human beings have to be intelligent. If you get something, the first thing what we want to do is how to change it. Successfully changed in the last 200 years. Sit and enjoy it for the next couple of years till the sustainable. See, today the sustainable word is coming out of all this. This is sustainable. We made it non-sustainable. Now you have to put effort to make it sustainable again. Even after that, we do not go by what is the correct thing. Think about it. Someone else comes and gives some advice, some changes, some policy happens. God knows what is happening. Okay. So today we have to stop with this confusion in the mind. ये क्या गड़बड़ चल रहा है? इतना simple था. We have created a mess for ourselves and we are sitting in it. But unless the mess is created, how will we Arjuna's work? Unless there is a mess. Paritranaya sadhunam, we are all dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. We all have to put effort to change the system back to the right one. It is our responsibility. It is not someone else. No government can do this. Each of us have to understand that we have to do that part of the job which is as per our guna, and then we contribute. And when we do it that way, 40 years of my life I have been doing something which I didn't want. Why? Because that paid me well. What is going to happen to me? I am in the well now at the age of 60. Filled with water, not dry well, filled with water, and I am drowning. What do? Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Okay, we'll continue next time.